is AJ on the call. This is my client. A few years back, we worked together. We did a lot of strength training together, and I just want to do a review and see where we are. Basically, I kind of want to ask you, um, where were you before the program, and where are you now after working with me?
So before the program, I was about 160 pounds body weight. I'm, eating 3 times a day, and pretty much doing workouts from memory and Google former trainers and stuff like that. And after working with you, I'm now kind of like hovering between 210 to 215, and also kind of like in terms of PR, I was benching about 165, squat was about 185, deadlift was about 225. So now I'm about 210, 215. I'm eating about 5 to 6 times a day. And my new PRs are like 255 on bench, 335 squat, maybe like 365 deadlift or something like that.
Became a beast for
So,
sure. Yeah,
yeah.
so that kind of answered like my next question. Like what was your transformation like? And I kind of wanted you to break it down a little bit. Um, I mean, dude, like you put on a lot of size. So, I mean, you're almost as big as me now. I would say even bigger sometimes. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I loved working with you, dude. It was amazing. Every day that you came into the gym, it was just like another highlight of my day, right? Like you always brought that energy, and I feel like working with you was easy because you were motivated and you were disciplined. You wanted to go into the gym and get better. And I feel like that was really important to the process as well. But what would you say like your biggest takeaway was from running a different style program? I know we did a lot more on like powerlifting type deal because we wanted to get you strong, um, and you haven't previously done a ton of that. So, what would you say your biggest takeaway was on that?
I feel like the biggest takeaways in general, um, definitely nutrition. You know, you
Yeah.
got to make sure you're giving yourself the right energy. To pushing yourself to failure. You know,
Hmm.
even if you're going up at 2.5 pound increments at a time, that's where the real growth is.
Yeah.
Uh, listen to your body. Make sure you're giving yourself the appropriate rest that you need. And the last one I would say is progress isn't linear. And you're gonna have days where you make awesome bounds. Maybe you'll be super consistent for like a month, and you go on vacation or you get sick or something, and it's almost like climbing up that stairs, progress, decline, progress, decline. But it's constantly going forward. So yeah, progress isn't linear.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a marathon. It's not a sprint,
Yeah.
and I uh, I do like really like what you said about like the 2.5 pound increments. It's not about making big jumps. Like a lot of the times, the game is compounded over time. You know what I mean? It's like more or so based on the months that you have put in. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I got so much stronger. But you just haven't tested that strength. You've already been building it, in the back end. And now you're showing it in the front end when we PR and when we do stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
so to run through with kind of what we did with you, we did a lot of conjugate style methods. I put in my own little spin on it. And after that, I feel like you got some really good results. I know you had a little bit of issues with your deadlift, but I mean, it has significantly got better recently. Like I definitely seen a lot of improvement from that. So it seems to me that you kind of finally caught on and
Yeah.
you're getting that deadlift.
Yeah, because that wasn't one that I did very often leading up to it. So that was, and I even knew that before we even had our first session. I was like, "Listen, man, my deadlift is gonna be horrendous, so bear with me." Yeah,
Um, so The last question I want to ask is, what would you say to anyone who is thinking about working with me, and give your honest thoughts? Just be straight up, like why work with me? Um, you know, what would the review be?
I'd say for anybody that's looking to work with Quinn, the guy knows his stuff, man. There's a reason that I, he sold himself instantly, as soon as I first met him. So that's definitely the big one. And two, I'd say so long as you show up for yourself, he's going to give you that guidance that you need to reach whatever your goals are, whether it be strength, body image, anything like that. And that's exactly what he did for me. He gave me those small necessary tweaks that I needed to some of those lifts that I was familiar with, but just may not have been doing correctly for a really long time. And uh, aside from this, I'll send you a picture of what I look like in 2020, and I guess like my most recent picture that I put on my story and stuff, because those are the only ones I have. But a third one, I would say take progress photos regularly. That is not
Yes.
something that I wish I had done that a lot more, but like you're gonna have those times where you're in your head over your progress. You may not feel like you're making you know as big leaps as you'd want to, but then go back and look at those photos from 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, and be like, damn, okay, I really have made some progress. I need to stop complaining a little bit, but yeah, that's another one. Take progress pics regularly.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate that. I'm gonna end this recording now.